about Ethereum. One of the most important things is to note, if you remember, that one of my longs was from here. If you look back on my post in May this year, I said that here in this range, sellers were getting too cocky and it was too easy for them. And they just got smoked. From 1,800, I said, listen, the sellers don't look good. And this might be the first higher low, if you remember. And I even said about this inverse head and shoulders, and the neckline was around 2,145. And since there, we just blasted higher. But if I was very bullish on the upside, why shouldn't I be very, very bearish to the downside? Since, and this is for the promise that I made also on Twitter, and here is the full analysis. Since August, Ethereum, and this is pure price action. You like it, you don't like it, you can do your mental gymnastics. You can speak about Tom Lee, Mom Lee, you can speak about anyone, but price does not lie, and price is the ultimate truth teller. Okay, so just I'm gonna remove everything else. High, and since this high, Ethereum was not able to produce any new highs, and unfortunately, not only that it was not able to produce new highs, this was a liquidity pickup. From here, we entered a range. So the majority of the people, or more people, not the majority of the people, more people who bought. So here it was the downtrend, right? We had the downtrend. Very clear downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc., etc. Up until this area where we had the inverse head and shoulder, where we had those sellers who were getting greedy and they got super smoked. And here it was the neckline. So inverse head and shoulder, we reverse the trend. Very nice uptrend. We started another range, and this was a reaccumulation range. So bottom, reaccumulation range, sellers got smoked, reaccumulation range, sellers got smoked, reaccumulation range, sellers got smoked. Okay, so downtrend with clear structures, distribution, redistribution, 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 accumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation. And here, all the people or more people who bought from the lows and to the upside started distributing their profits. This is what distribution means, okay? So the failure of buyers to produce new highs plus the liquidity pickup from this area produced a distribution, right? So, and the distribution was confirmed. Here it was a false break, but also, even with this false break, buyers could not produce new highs. So the high from here was lower than this high, and the high from here was lower from this high. So we didn't have any new highs, like clear highs, to invalidate the previous high from here. Thus, we started the distribution phase. Thus, we had a break retest. This was the 10 of 10, so the 10 of October. So we had the bearish retest, and we started redistributing. So to make the chart clear again, distribution of the previous profits from here, a redistribution, a redistribution. And this looks like most likely like a redistribution. Call it however you want. You can call it a bear flag, you can call it a rising wedge, but look where we are and how many narratives got it absolutely destroyed here. The QE starting, we're gonna rally. The whatever, yeah, Tom Lee bought, all the respect to him. He can do whatever he thinks with his client funds and etc. But price action does not lie. We were bearish and we're going to continue to be bearish. And as long as, and I said, as long as we're going to stay under 3,800, I'll continue to be bearish on ETH. And I'll continue also to look for shorts on this because the structure, look at this. You're bullish on this structure. This is the structure to be bullish on, right? This is the structure to be bullish on. And you're bearish on this structure. Until something changes, until you have some sort of a bottoming range with overlapping with an inverse head and shoulder, overlapping with a falling wedge. But this structure from here, it's extremely similar, 1 second, with this structure from here. So until this structure from here does not produce a structure like a bottoming sequence similar to this one, or something similar to this one, I have no reason to think that the market bottomed. And the best case scenario, and I'm saying the best case scenario, is going to be a retest of the levels from here. And the levels from here should hold. So if 2,700 does not hold, the next area is going to be the lows from here. So around 2,370. And if that level does not hold as well, the next level is going to be around 2,145. This area was 2,145. The next level is gonna be around 2,000. So, and maybe there, I don't know, January next year, etc. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like a drop like this. Most likely, it's gonna be something like this. But we need to see some accumulation here. Something to resemble here. Okay. And after that, we can start speaking about higher prices. But every time on this bounce higher, people started on Twitter. Bears are gay. You should be sorry. Well, we're going to the moon. This was the bottom. And again here, and again here, and again here. Like, what's the merit? Like, what's the added value to get absolutely smoked in a downtrend with no signs of reversal? If we had any signs of reversal, this reversal should have taken out the previous lower high on a higher time frame, which it didn't. So on this bounce, guess what? Not that only we were bearish, but we just reconfirmed that we have another lower high, which is lower than this one. So all in all, I'm bearish on ETH. I think that the next logical support is around 2,700. If that fails, it's around 2,370, 2,400, and the next one is around 2,145. Logically, the next one is going to be around 1,800. But let's not speak about so low targets right now. But another 15 to 30% drop in the upcoming weeks, I'll not be surprised to see on ETH. Here, or on that potential drop based on how aggressive, like based on the velocity of it, a lot of people will capitulate. And guess what? When the people will capitulate here, most likely I'm going to do the same thing like I did here. Start looking for bullish setups.